Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and showcase the fun that can be had in the world of variant Sudoku. And today I'm doing this with possibly one of the oldest puzzles, definitely one of the oldest, but maybe the oldest puzzle I've ever done on the channel. This is Toroidal Sudoku I by Richard, who some of you may know as Richard Stolk. And this puzzle was published on Logic Masters Germany on the 1st of April 2009. So this puzzle is 16 years old. I don't know if many of you remember, but a couple of years ago, I tried to do a series of Retro Sudoku, where I was basically, and this is why I started doing some of the early World Puzzle Federation stuff, is what I wanted to call out is I'd seen a lot of trend in Sudoku solving where people would say, why would I look at this puzzle? It's 6 months old. I'm only interested in new stuff. Old stuff is terrible. I disagree with this concept. These are puzzles. They don't have an expiry date. If you're looking for a puzzle to solve, go look at archives. Logic Masters Germany, channel archives. Lots of channels have been publishing now for years, and you can absolutely find some old puzzles there that are phenomenal. So what I wanted to showcase is people have been doing this since long before most of us got into the hobby, and I wanted to showcase one of those puzzles. Richard Stolk is famous for being one of the best, so wanted to look at this puzzle, which was recommended to me. Of course, there'll be a link below to where you can try this for yourself, as well as to the Logic Masters Germany page. I have been told this one is quite tricky, even though it's a 7x7 Sudoku. So let's go through the rules. So we've got to place the digits 1 to 7 in every row, in every column, and into every coloured outlined area. So the coloured areas wrap around the grid from top to bottom or left to right. So for example, this is a purple area. The original colours that were provided were much more garish than this and made it hard to read the digits. So I've saturated them down a little when I moved it into Sudoku Pad, but this is an area that needs to contain all of the digits from 1 through 7. So is this, but this is one area. Now, if you think you can follow the toroidal, like for example, this moves into here and therefore into here, you can go into the options and hide colors, and that will give you an uncolored grid. But even in the original publication of this did come with a colored grid, which you could potentially, I don't know how people were solving back in 2009. But here is the grid. They're the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So what can I tell? 4 has to go in green. It can't go in any of those or there. So it's in one of those two. Oh, this pencil marking. This feels like pencil marking across rows, but it's not. 2 has to go in green, and it can't go in any of those there or there. So 2 is in one of those two. 7 in green is in one of those 3. No, it's in one of those 2. That's interesting. So green does feel a bit restricted. Actually, maybe I should be thinking about columns. Like, where's 2 in this column? 2 in this column is showing that 2 can't go in cyan or yellow, so 2 has to go in here. So the 2, yeah, 2, oh, I could have seen that by saying 2 can't go in any of those. But those 4 digits have to appear in this column somewhere and can't repeat. So these are those 4, which means the 4 has to go in one of those 2. And the 1 and the 3 have to go up here. So 1 and 3 are up here. So this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 or 7. Because the 1 and the 3 has to go, the 1 and the 3 have to go up here. And those 4 digits are those 4 digits. So this is 2, 6, 2 and 6 are down here. So the 2 is in one of those 2. 2 in this region is in one of these 3. This is terrible, isn't it? I don't think this is helping me. Oh, this is not helping me. 5 is in here as well. Because 2, 5, and then those 2 digits are these. So there's a 4 in one of those 2. In yellow. Ah, no, look at this. 4 can't go in any of those, and 4 can't go in any of those. So 4 is in one of those two. And that means in purple, 4 is in one of those two, and yellow, 4 is in one of those two, which is effectively an X-wing. Because if I make this a 4, then in purple, 4 would have to go there, or in this column, 4 would have to go there, and in this column, 4 would have to go there, and I'll put 2 4s in row 1. This is not the 4, this is the 4. So 4 in grey is now in one of those two. Which means 4 isn't in any of those, but it can't be anyway. Oh, maybe there's row logic going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6 or a 7. Six in this column is down here in one of those three. So this can't be 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1. It can't be 2. It can't be 3, 4. Could be 5. It can't be 6 because 6 has to be in here. It could be 7. So these are 1, 2, 6, and 7. So this is only 1 or 6 because it sees 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. This is 1 or 6 only. Well, 1 in grey can't go in those or those. 1 in grey is in one of those two. So this can't be a 1. Oh, it couldn't be anyway. So this is 2, 6, or 7. Seven is in one of these two because 7 can't be in those or those. 7 is in one of those two. So 7 is not in any of those. It's in one of these 3. So these 4 digits are these 4 digits. Yeah, those 4 digits there are those 4 digits. So a 4 is in one of those two. And the 6. So I've got those 4 digits are those 4 digits. So I'm trying to see if this is restricted. It could be 1, it can't be 2, it could be 3, can't be 4, could be 5, can't be 6, can be 7. It can't be 5. It's 1, 3, or 7. If that's a 1, that's a 1. Four in this row? No, it's in either of those. That's right. I found that X-wing on 4s. Well, 6 in grey is in one of those 3. So if that's a 6, that's a 6. Which would make that a 6. Which would make this a 2, 6 pair. I think. So this is 2, 6, or 7 only. And this is 1, 2, or 7. So 2 is in one of those two. Wow, this is, oh, hang on. This can't be a 7. 7 isn't in any of those. 7's not there, and 7's not in those. 7 is in one of those two. So 7 is in one of these two, but it can't be here because green has 7 in one of those two. That's not the 7, that's the 7. So 7 in red is in one of those three. Seven in yellow now, it's still in one of those three. If that's a 7, that's a 7, which would make that a 7. This isn't a 7 because there's a 7 in grey. So 7 is in one of those two. Why do I have that as able to be a 4? Because it can be. These are 1, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this can't be a 4 though because of that 4. So that's a 4. So this isn't a 4. That's a 4. And these are 1, 3, 5. That one can't be a 1. Three in purple? Well, hang on. 3 is now in one of these two. So 3 in yellow is in one of those two. One in this, oh no. Yeah, 3, 7. So those 4 digits, hang on, are those 4 digits. Yeah, 3, 4, 7 and something. So 2 and 5 have to be in here. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the X-wing on 4s. No, that's okay. I've got 2 in yellow. 2 in oh, I've got 2 in purple. 2 is in one of those two. 2 in green, yeah, is in one of those two. Yeah, 2 is down to those. Hang on a minute. Oh, no, 2 can be there. So that's where 2s go. That's okay. Wow, this is... This is tricky. This is really tricky. Seven is in one of those two in the row. If that's a 7, 7 is there. Oh, one of those two has to be a 7. Because if that's a 7, where can I put 7 in this row? Can't put it in purple, can't put it in red. It has to go in yellow, but I can't put it there. So it'd have to go there. So one of those two is a 7, which means there's no 7 up here and there's no 7 in here. So one of those two is a 7. Because I can't put 7 in purple or yellow, because if this is a 7, then in this row, the 7 can't be in purple or red. It has to go in yellow and it can't go there. So that's a 7. If this isn't a 7, that's a 7. So 7 is in one of those two. If that's a 7, no, if that's a 7, so if that's a 7, that's a 7. And then we couldn't put 7 up here. If that's a 7, that's a 7, and there's no 7 in here. This is not a 7. That's a 7. This is not a 7. This isn't a 7. That's a 7, making that a 2. Meaning this isn't the 2. So in this row, 2 is not in any of those. It's not in any of those. It's in one of those two, but it can't be there. That's the 2. That 7 trick is mean. 7 in this row now can't be in purple and it can't be in yellow. It's one of those two. And it's not that one. That's 5. That's 7. This is a 2, 6. And if these are 2, 6, these, well, that's not a 7 anymore. That's the 7. And these are 1, 3, 5. And I can get rid of all of that. There's a 5 in one of those two. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 5, not 9, 6. Not sure what to do with that. There's no 5 in yellow. Well, there's not a second 5 in yellow. Those digits. No, what I've got is those 4 digits are those 4 digits. So there is a 6 in one of those two. Which would just mean that can't be a 6, but it's not a 6. These are 1, 3, 5, and 6. 3 being here, 5 being here. 1 is not in any of those. 1 is in, where's the 1 in orange? It has to be there. So this is the 3, and this is a 5, 6 pair. So these are 1 and 4. These, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 and 6, which is a 4, 6 pair in yellow, making that the 3, that the 1, making that the 4, making that the 1, taking 1 out of there. The 4 looks back, making that the 6, making that the 4. Oh, this is a incredible puzzle. The 1 makes that the 2, meaning this isn't the 2. 5 always had to be in one of these for the column. There's no 5 here, but these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5. So this has to be the 6, meaning this is the 1, taking 1 out of there, which I could have got from that. But however I get there is fine. This is a 3, 5 pair, making that the 1, taking 1 out of there. Again, I could have got there from that, but however I'm getting there is fine. The 2 makes that the 6 and that the 2. The 6 looks back, making that the 5 and that the 6. The 5 looks back, making that the 3 and that the 5. This is the 3 that's not in the row, which makes that the 5. In this region, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So this is a 6. The 3 makes this the 5 and this the 3. The 5 makes this the 3, which means I've already got a 3 in this region. So this has to be a 5, 6 for either the column or the green region, but the 5 makes that the 6 and that the 5. And that's the solution. I didn't even realize I was that close to the end of the puzzle. That trick with the 7s in being in one of those two, and then the contradiction, I think it was in there, really cool. But that was tricky. And this is a 16-year-old puzzle. I do see comments, particularly posted in, honestly, in Logic Master Germany, but in a lot of Discord chats, where people turn around and say, old puzzles are boring, old puzzles are too easy. Yeah, this... I mean, it wasn't a 2-hour puzzle, but I think some of the logic in this was quite tricky. I mean, 15-minute solve, but it was a 7x7, so, okay. But fun. Old puzzles are fun too, I remember when I was a kid, I used to solve puzzles in a book that was published in Melbourne in about the 1920s, and they were a lot of fun. You can't get them anymore, but yeah, good fun stuff. Thank you, everyone. Hope you had fun. And as always, Good luck with your solving.